Hello, everyone, and welcome to Your Dream Life Health. My name is MarQue, and I'm your host today. And Dream Life, again, has 7 components, and we are focusing in on our health today. Now, I'm a big advocate in staying healthy and using natural products to do so. And I have a wonderful guest that is with me today, a doctor that's going to give us some of the lowdown on a new product or a product that's new to me that's out on the market. And it's called this Feel Great product. And I'd like him to tell us more about it, the benefits of it, and who this product could be used by. Because we know that there's a lot of stuff out there on the market, and we don't always know the side effects and the things that those products will be adverse to or that would cause us problems and challenges. So without further ado, welcome in today. I have Dr. Taitano, and he is a holistic doctor. We are here in Las Vegas. Welcome, Dr. Taitano.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Okay, so as MarQue was mentioning, there is a product out there called the Feel Great. What this consists of is there's 2 products in the one package or protocol, I guess you could say. The first one is called Unamate. It is a form of yerba mate, which is a herb that has been used in South America for a very, very long time. It is known to increase mood, increase energy. The other one is balance. Balance at its core and its simplest terms is a fiber, but is a particular type of mixture of 7 different fibers that help people to not only lose weight, but it also helps feed the gut microbiome and things like that.
Wow. So these 2 products, and I'm holding them up here so that people can see them because they're just little sachets. How does this work? Because do we just pop it in water?
Yes, so you can pop it in water. The protocol is okay. So this whole system is based off of fasting, okay? Because intermittent fasting is how your body was programmed, and because breakfast is a brand new concept. Truly, there is no culture that has ever had breakfast. It is always you have to wake up, go and gather your food, hunt, cook your food. So lunch was usually the first for some cultures, but dinner was definitely for everybody.
Okay.
So the typical thing is you are fasting in the morning, you take one of the unamates, which again increases your energy and also doesn't make you feel hungry. The reason for it is because the unamate with yerba mate can and does increase your natural GLP-1 by about 67%. Now, what is the GLP-1? The GLP-1 is Ozempic, it is Mounjaro, it is the injections that everyone wants to get for weight loss, and it is the main component in there. Well, your body does produce it on its own, but through time as well as through unfortunately, the diet here in America with the type of foods that we eat, it does decrease it. So what this does is it basically literally lights a fire and increases your own natural GLP-1. So it helps to also make you not feel hungry because it activates the hormone in your brain to tell you that, oh, I can wait for a little while. Okay. And yes, you can absolutely use it in water, and you can actually use it in any type of liquid you particularly like.
Okay. So, not to be funny, but because we take energy drinks here, lots of them, whether it's a Monster or it's a Red Bull, this isn't something that you put in a drink like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, correct. Nothing like that.
Okay. So my regular orange juice, water, tea, coffee?
I actually wouldn't recommend the coffee part, just because. So, for example, a regular cup of coffee has about 95 milligrams of caffeine in it. The Unamate has only 50 to 75, depending on which flavor you get. Okay, so it is lower on the scale. And again, this is a natural type of caffeine because everything inside the energy drinks, those are 100% synthetic.
I see. Okay, so now I looked into a little bit of caffeine stuff because there are people who drink decaf coffee because they get the jitters or heart palpitations from the caffeine in a regular cup of coffee. How could we bring that down, or is that a possibility?
It is. So, like, say, for example, with the Unamate, because it already has less caffeine than a typical cup of coffee, what we normally recommend for people is just do half of the sachet. And that usually can give you an idea of whether it's too much caffeine for you. Because are there some people out there that any little bit of caffeine will cause them to have heart palpitations or make them feel nervous or make them feel anxious? Absolutely. But it's few and far between. And again, it also depends on not only the amount of caffeine, but where the source comes from.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. So now this is great. So we understand that the first product, the Unamate,
Mhm.
is going to be put in, and this is just water, and I'm just going to drink this, and it's going to extend my fast.
Correct. It's going to extend your fast. It's going to improve your mood. It's going to make you not feel hungry, and it's going to give you a good amount of energy.
Okay, great. So then, when do I do the next one, the balancer?
Okay, so the balance, we usually tell people that you take it with the biggest meal of the day. So if lunch is your biggest meal, you shake it up and you drink it about 10 to 15 minutes prior. Now, the only catch to the balance is that you have to drink it quickly because these fibers will start doing what they're supposed to do and start thickening up. That's how they help you feel full. Now, not all fibers are created equal, okay? Because, we've preached about this forever that you need fiber, you need fiber. So people try different fiber supplements and they got bloating, they got stomach upset. Some people got like inflammation in their stomach and they're like, I can't do this. Well, the reason for that is because there are certain fibers out there that the human body should not be taking because they've been shown to cause inflammation in the gut as well as cause bloating. So the balance, it is a mixture of 7 different types, and it actually, when it dissolves, gets so small that it actually lines your gut. And what that does is it actually blocks out excess calories, excess cholesterol, excess blood sugar that your body does not need, and just passes it along. And so that's why we tell people to take it at the biggest meal. Or how I advise patients is take it with the meal that has the highest carbohydrate count because it will blunt the response from that carbohydrate as far as spiking your insulin.
Okay, so let's now get into this insulin, or can I just say sugar?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
Okay, so you can say sugar, but the real cause for a lot of these things is insulin resistance. Okay, insulin resistance is at the core of every chronic disease that we see today. Diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of those things lead to heart attacks and lead to strokes. And these all started with insulin resistance. And the sad part is that insulin resistance takes about 10 years to really set in. So you have multiple time to stop this process. But unfortunately, a lot of people, one, don't know about this process.
Right.
And there are some providers who just don't know how to look for it.
Right, right. 10 years is quite a long time. And yes, so this balancer, as it goes in with the fiber, that's going to now kind of line the stomach.
Mhm.
Is this what keeps you from craving the bad foods later, or?
So that's actually the Unamate that does that. And
Wow.
the reason for that is because Unamate, like we talked about, stimulates your natural GLP-1. Well, Ozempic is actually under investigation as far as should it be used for addicts and alcoholics because they've noticed that people who are addicted to drugs and people who are alcoholics, once they start on Ozempic, they stop or it trails off. And so that's also why for this particular product pack, unlike other supplements, we don't tell you, oh, well, with a healthy diet and with a healthy lifestyle, you can lose weight. We just tell you, take the product. And then we say, what about my diet? Like, do whatever it is you're doing and just take the product. And the reason for that is because you'll find out while you're using the product, your body will naturally start veering away from stuff that it does not need and does not want and does not like.
Wow. Okay, so addictive. Is this product addictive?
Oh, no, the product itself is not addictive. Well, I guess it could be because it makes you feel so great that you want to keep taking it.
Okay, so then let me just ask it, and thank you, Dr. Taitano. This is a wonderful amount of information, and it's really going to help our listeners out because health is a major pain point, suffering point, challenge point in our community.
Mhm.
So if you have someone that, let's say, has a disease, let's say fibromyalgia or MS,
Yes.
dementia, Alzheimer's, is this product good for those people?
Yes. So we're going to go into a little bit more information on this. I don't know how much of this you wanted to know, but so insulin resistance lends itself to what we call pathologic inflammation. Fibromyalgia is in the spectrum of autoimmune diseases as well as MS. It is immune mediated, yes, but it has to deal with inflammation in your body. That's the term, the autoimmunes. Alzheimer's has also been linked to insulin resistance. So these products will absolutely help by helping the person feel healthier and also just feel better. Now, can we make the claim that this can help reverse multiple sclerosis? No. And the only reason I can't say that is because we've never actually done a study on it. And the good thing about this particular company is that, yes, it is a nutraceutical, yes, it's a supplement, but they are a science company at their core. So a lot of their products they have put through the ringer with scientific evidence. That's why the Feel Great Pack is actually in the physician desk reference, the PDR, that a lot of physicians use when they want to look for natural alternatives. And there is no product that lands in there unless it has been put through the ringer and it has been shown in double-blind scientific studies that it does work.
Wow. Wow. This is really, really great. You mentioned autoimmune diseases, so I just got to throw Crohn's out there as well. So this is something that somebody with the Crohn's disease, again, they would feel some benefits from this product.
Yes, absolutely. And remember when I was talking about some fibers can actually cause inflammation? Well, there's a particular one called inulin. It is present in a lot of other fibers that you would get to help, increase your fiber intake. Problem is, they actually did scientific studies on these ones with mice that they gave Crohn's disease to and its cousin ulcerative colitis. And what it did is that it furthered that colitis. So this particular product does not have it in there.
Wow. Wow. I mean, it's looking like the benefits of this product kind of run the gamut of how to help us as a society get healthy from all of the things that they put into our foods and stuff that we've been consuming for years, just not knowing that it wasn't healthy for us.
Exactly, absolutely. Because I put it this way, it's very narrow. I've not met anybody who I would not and have not recommended this product for. Now, is this to say that I've not had phone calls like, oh, I feel this way or I feel flushed or anything? No, I get those phone calls, but then usually it's mild and we're able to kind of pivot and change like, okay, well, now just try half of the product and let's see, let's see what's going on. Now, of course, unfortunately, there are some people who can be intolerant to some of the ingredients that are in either the Unamate or the balance. If you are this type of person, then no, the product, you cannot use it. And the only reason is because intolerance will build to a true allergy if you keep giving it to your body. And we're seeing a lot of that now, because of, again, the food environment with all the preservatives and all the chemicals. Yeah. There's a whole lot more intolerances to food. Now, is it really the food's fault? No, it's all the stuff they put in the food that makes it trigger our bodies.
Right, right. Wow. Dr. Taitano, thank you so much. I'm semi full, but really, really happy to hear how much this particular product, this 2-pack, this Feel Great Unamate and Balancer are going to be a game changer in the market. I mean, I'm literally verklempt, as you can see. Is there anything that you'd like to say to our listeners as a doctor, as a person that's promoting this in your practice, or how they can get to you? Because you obviously know how to handle these situations.
Yes, so I actually have my own practice. It's called Instant Care Medical Clinic. Our main office is on Sahara and Jones. So I deal a lot with metabolic disorders. I also deal heavily with weight loss. Like when someone comes to me and they say, you know what, I can't lose weight. I've been on the shot. I can't lose weight. I do a full panel and in-depth blood work because there is a reason. And unfortunately, a lot of these people have been told, well, they're like, oh, well, I checked your blood work, everything's fine. This is just who you are. No, that's not true. I have yet to find one person who I had to tell, you know what, I didn't find anything wrong, because I will find something, because if you're like this, there's a reason for it. So my only message is, this is a natural product. This is not a pharmaceutical. I am a physician, but I'm a doctor of osteopathic medicine, which means we do more holistic and more natural rather than pharmaceutical as much as we possibly can. We're trained that from jump. So anytime I find a natural product, I want to use it. I want to research it. And I spent about a week researching the products from Unicity before I decided to sign on and actually do this for my patients, because it's my patients look to me for advice, and I'm not going to give them the wrong ones.
Right, right. So is it safe to say, based on what you've just shared with us, that if a person who has taken, whether it's Ozempic or Wegovy or any of those chemical products that are on the market, you now transition them to the 2-pack?
I usually do. Because that was the other question, is because do I use this for weight loss for patients? Absolutely. But on also, like, for my diabetics, because that's what they were initially intended for. But then the question always is, I don't want to be on this forever. What can I do? Because people notice that if they stop it, the vast majority of them will rebound and gain all the way back. So I tell them, like, look, we have a natural alternative. So I'm going to start weaning you off of the shot, and we're going to start this. And people do keep the weight off with this one. And they also feel better, because the best part is absolutely zero side effects when it comes for this versus the shot.
Great. Looks like we have a caller to call in, and I'm going to take that call right now.
Hello.
Hello, caller.
Yeah. Hey, how y'all doing? I was watching the show, and that I see you got this doctor on there. It's very interesting to hear some of what's going on with this. But my question is, I notice when I try to do fasting and things like that, and I can lose about 5 or 6 pounds instantly. But then if I stop the fasting, like what they call an intermediate thing, fasting. And then when I stop, after I can lose about 7, 8 pounds, and then it just come on right back. How do we stop that?
Yeah, no, and that is something, that's a very common thing that I hear a lot. So what I would actually advise is get some blood work done. Like, so for example, myself, when I hear something like that, with intermittent fasting, you lose weight, but then if you stop doing it, you gain it back. My brain's already thinking, like, well, this person probably has insulin resistance. This person might have their hormones off. This person might have their thyroid level off. So I do an extensive panel of blood work to look for this, because, there is nothing that will go the distance in and of itself if you are dealing with other metabolic hurdles. Like, these things are great. Don't get me wrong. Like, for example, Manjaro, that is the newest one on the market right now. Well, there's another one coming out soon, but right now is the newest one. That thing smoked everybody because the weight loss was profound. Well, guess what? I have had patients who are on max dose, and they're like, oh, I've only lost 7 pounds. That shouldn't happen. By the time you get to max dose, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds should have been off already. So once I hear that, I know there's a metabolic hurdle. And the only reason I bring that up is because that medication is incredibly potent, and it works. It works for the vast majority of people. So if it's not working for you, there's another metabolic hurdle that we don't know about. So until we address that, it truly doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to progress the way that you want to.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate, like I said, I just found out about this thing, and then I saw, when you see a person like a doctor on, and I mean, obviously, what you're talking about and all that, then my ears perk up. And some of the things you were saying earlier, I really appreciate. So I just want to say thanks for for being on here because, just right there helps me out. And last question I want to ask to the lady. I'm sorry, what's your name again, ma'am?
It's MarQue. MarQue, I'm your Dream Life host.
I want to say that you was drinking like a product there in the bottle. Will that help me for the inflammation thing, or in the meantime, it sounds like it's a good bet. So I was just trying to find out.
Yes, absolutely. These two products can give you the help that you need, and because we have Dr. Taitano in our in the office there for us, if you do need blood work, he is available to do that. So let's put you on hold. Let's get your information, and then we can get some product to you. And also, you can get the information for Dr. Taitano. Dr. Taitano, will you just give the podcast callers in and the watchers your information one more time for us, please?
Yeah, sure. So,
stand by, caller. Stand by.
So I'm at a Instant Care Medical Clinic. We're on Sahara and Jones. The actual address is 2610 South Jones Boulevard, Suite 1, but you won't miss us. We have a big sign outside.
All right. Hey, thank y'all. I appreciate it. Y'all doing a good job. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in. Wow. This is what happens constantly, is that we are seeing people that they do fasts, and the fast is thinking that if I stop eating, because that's what fasting is, right? If I stop eating, then all of a sudden I'll lose the weight and then I'll just be able to pick up where I left off. And so I see that these two products, or the product pack, Feel Great Pack, is the answer where it's going to stop the cravings. It's going to change the mindset on the food that I'm intaking. It's going to help my insulin spike. It's going to help a whole lot of stuff. Wow. Dr. Taitano, thank you so much. We're going to take a break right here, and we'll be right back.
My name is Jonathan Taitano, Dr. Taitano. I'm a doctor of osteopathic medicine, a DO. Originally born and raised in Guam, one of the territories of the United States. Came out here to go to medical school, spent medical school in Arizona. And 3 of those years were also training in Alabama in the South, and then came out here for residency and have been here since.
Okay, we're back with Dr. Taitano and more information about our 2-pack, Unamate and Balance. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in and being with us today. I look forward to talking to you later, but have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much, Dr. Taitano.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you so much.